Hello friends, Meeta here once again. In my previous video, we have learned about how to schedule a meeting and share it, share the meeting ID and password and the link into the class teacher's shared Google Sheet file. Now in that video, I call it as Zoom Outside. Now in this video, we are going to learn about internal features of Zoom. That means once you are into the Zoom meeting, what all things as a host you carry. And that's why I name it as Zoom in video. Uh, Before going into this, I would just click over here. This is the setting button. Now just uh, we have to click over here, view more settings. Now once I click on view more settings, you can see a special window opening over here for me, wherein I can set up few things before I could start my meeting. So first is the waiting room. From here, this setting is being selected, and from here these are the options that needs to be taken care of when you are inside the Zoom meeting room. Okay, waiting room should be enabled. That means waiting room should be enabled. Now keeping this enabled means one by one we are admitting each and every participant to enter into the room, and that is what it can be taken care of. Next is required a password when scheduling a meeting. Yes, it should be always on. It is default on actually. Moving down, required password for instant meeting. This was the instant meeting which I scheduled, so it should also be turned on. Required personal password for personal meeting ID. You can just sign in with your personal meeting ID, or you can join in as a host. That is all upon you. Generally we are joining it as a host. Now embedded password, this should be enabled. Now host video, schedule meeting. Under this option, host video and participants video should be enabled. After this, computer audio, allow participants to join before the host. This should be disabled. Enable personal meeting ID. Yes, you can enable it. Using personal meeting ID when scheduling a meeting. If you wanted to use your personal meeting ID, only then you use this. Otherwise, we have joining the meeting with as a host with the password. Now mute participants upon entry. This should be enabled. That means as soon as the participants try to enter, or you are admitting the participants, they should be in muted mode. Upcoming reminder. Yes, I want it. Chat. Now this is a thing that needs to be again taken care of. Allow meeting participant to send message visible all participants. Yes, whatever the things are being sent in the chat window, it should be visible to everyone. Now if you wanted to prevent participant to save the chatting window, you can just click over here. Private chat can be also enabled. Auto saving chats, that is all up to the meeting host if that person wants a chat as a separate window or not. Sound notification when someone joins, let it be disabled. File transfer, yes, allowed if anybody wants to transfer a file online. So these are the all options. Now screen sharing option, this is very important part. Allow host and participant to share the screen content during the message. Who can share it? Over here It should be host only, not the participants. Here also, who can start sharing when someone else is sharing? It should be host only. Disable desktop screen share for users. Annotation. Now, annotation, if I enable, that means I am allowing the participants to scribble the screen. This should be disabled to stop scribbling the screen. Allow host and participant to share the white screen during a meeting. Whiteboard, we can enable it, not an issue. Now, remote control should be always into the hands of host. Meeting reaction can be on. Allow remote participants to rejoin the meeting. Now this is up to the host. If a host has removed a particular participant or a student, then if it is enabled, that person can be rejoined that meeting. If it is disabled, that means that person cannot join the meeting once a host removes a particular participant or student. Allow participants to rename themselves. Yes. Hide. Report participant to Zoom. Yes, this is the thing that can be kept into mind. If any misbehavior occurs or if anything goes wrong, then host has full rights to just provide this misbehavior to Zoom team for reviewing it. Virtual background, this I have kept it on. You can also keep it on. It is mainly used for if you don't want your background of your home, then you can select any virtual background given, then that can be used. Now, email notification. When attendees are about to join before the host, then a notification should appear to the host saying that your participants are just waiting outside. Please allow them to be in. So that should also be notified through email also, not only in the Zoom, but email also notification can be turned on. When meeting is cancelled, we can notify or we can inform the participants that meeting has been cancelled, again through the email notification only. Now, this is all the setting has to be taken care of. Okay, so this is what regenerate. Once I click on regenerate, that needs to be, but because it has already been set up, I will not regenerate it now. These all settings needs to be taken care of before you start your meeting. Now once you start, how to start your meeting? First is, there are 3 dots over here. You can just click over here, or else you can go in meeting from here and just click on the selected meeting for which you wanted to start. Okay, right now I'll go in home and then I have to begin with a new meeting to go into. Okay, so over here, that was a virtual background and I had just opted for stop video sharing. Now let us go for various features of Zoom over here. First is participants. Once I click on participants, I have to manage the participants over here. Manage the participants means over here the list of all the participants will appear over here, and one by one I will just admit those participants into my class. Now, beside this, what all things are there? First is when you click on to a particular participant, you can remove, you can rename that participant, you can edit a profile pic. Okay, now this is the list of participants. Now into the same window I have mute all option over here. Once I click over here, mute all, allow participants to unmute themselves if this part is ticked, is enabled, that means the participant will be able to unmute themselves. But I don't want this option, so just disable and then click on yes. That means once muted, it is all in the hands of host now to unmute a participant. Participant will not be able to unmute themselves. Okay. Beside that, there are 3 dots over here. Once I click over here, you can just select all these options, whichever you want, like mute participants upon entry, yes. Allow participants to unmute, we will not enable this because we don't want participant to unmute themselves on their own. We want host, so this should be disabled. Allow participant to rename themselves, yes, participants can rename. Play sound, we don't want place to play any sound. Enable waiting room, yes, we have to enable the waiting room so that we can allow the participant to enter one by one. After 5 minutes, if you wish to log the meeting, you can log the meeting. So this is all about this. Now, chatting and this participants part. Now, going into chatting part. Now, once you click on chatting part, you can see this extra window being opened up over here. From here, everyone in the meeting is just strict over here. Like if a host wanted to send a message, it can be sent with all the participants. That's why to everyone is just selected over here. Beside that, again there are 3 dots over here. Just select these dots. Now, setting up the chatting part. Participants can chat with, if I select no one, then nobody will be able to talk to each other, neither host nor participants to each other. But if I select this host only, that means from this window into this chatting window, only the host and the participants will be able to talk one to one. Everyone publicly should not be turned on because we don't want this chatting window to be turned on for everyone. Everyone publicly and privately, we would just not want this option also. We don't want anyone to talk to each other into the regular class. So this is all about my chatting window. Now going into the share screen part. If I wanted to share anything, one thing is recommended over here. Whatever you wanted to share it, just minimize all those things onto the taskbar which is present at the bottom of the screen, bottom of the desktop. So once I click on share screen, just select screen and then click on share. Now this is my first screen that is opening it. Now after sharing the screen, one thing you need to just take care of, click on these 3 dots once again and just click on share computer sound. Now once this is turned on, we can just start our presentation file which I have already opened for the students, and into the full screen mode we can start our presentation. So this is the first screen, second screen. Now to go to the video part, so say over here I wanted to show a video along with this PPT. What can I do is my video part is also being minimized. I can just open it and then I can just start playing that video part. Now if in the between I wanted to talk to students at regular interval, so what can I do is I can just pause, I can just stop my sharing screen part, and this is a screen where all my participants will appear. So I can just have a talk with my kids at the same time. Again, if I wanted to just going back to my video part, just click on the share screen, and then as this video was already turned on, we can just we can just explain the part of the video, and at the same time we can just talk to the students instantly. And beside that, along with the video, if I wanted to show my PPT part, I can go to my PPT part also and just explain both the things simultaneously. At the same time my video is also on, at the same time my PPT is also on. So in between both the things can be turned on. Now if I wanted to just stop my screen, I'll not stop. If I say pause my screen for the time being, I can pause my screen for the time being, and I can just talk to the students in between also, if I wanted to just. So coming back to resume my screen part, resume my sharing part. So I'll just come back to this sharing part again. So this is all about how. Now once I'm done with my lecture, now I wanted to recapitulate of what we have done. So just stop your screen, and then you keep on asking the students about what they have done in their 30 minutes class. Last 5 minutes is the recapitulation, so we can just go for that revision part in last 5 minutes. So that's all. I hope you have enjoyed my. If you wanted to just record your video, you can record your video from here also. I hope you have enjoyed my class. Now over here, before ending, last point. If you are a participant, we have only leave meeting option, but if you are a host, as a host you have this part is very important. End meeting for all. End meeting for all means host is able to end the meeting for everyone at one go. So once I click on to end the meeting for all, I will simply come out of my all the screens, and see I am back with my desktop screen. So friends, I hope you really enjoyed this video, and this part is what I called it as zoom in. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.